Hey everyone, Odie from recordingnow.com. We're on a mission to create the most comprehensive and unbiased database of headphone, wireless earbuds, and consumer audio reviews. So today we're looking at the Sennheiser Momentum 4 wireless, and I'm going to share with you whether they're still worth it today after owning these for over 1 year now. And just to give you context, I've also reviewed its most popular competitors such as the Sony WH-1000XM5. We also have here the Bose QuietComfort Ultra, which is a little newer. And we also have the Apple AirPods Max, Sony WH-1000XM4, and the Bose QuietComfort 2023. So if you're in the market right now for a pair of headphones, I highly recommend you check out our website where I've written extensively about each of these pairs of headphones and also done head-to-head comparison reviews, which you can check out by Googling Recording Now or visiting the links in the description. You can head to the comparisons tab or you can use the search bar to look for a specific headphone or comparison. If you're new to Recording Now, we have a scoring criteria where we go through every single category and we try to give an objective score so that at the end of the review, we can give an overall score that hopefully gives a sense of where this product stands in the overall rankings, which is something we also have on the website. If you're curious how the Sennheiser Momentum 4 ranks amongst all of its competitors. Now, aside from trying to make the most honest, unbiased reviews, we also focus on trying to help people save money and also get the best bang for their buck. So we're really big on value here, and we like to look at price. So some ways you can save money on headphones is not only shopping for where you can get these brand new for the lowest price, but lately you can also buy these headphones and many others renewed, refurbished, or used, and that can save you up to $100 or more in certain cases. So we're going to have links to all of those various ways that you can buy and save in the description and throughout the website. All right, so let's dive into the first category of comfort. I actually believe that comfort is one of the more underrated and most important categories because, simply put, headphones that are uncomfortable despite being really good sounding, you're going to end up not wanting to reach for them or not wanting to use them for more than 1 to 2 hours at a time, and that kind of renders it useless. So when we're talking about comfort with the Momentum 4 wireless, I find these to be very comfortable, but I don't think that these are the most comfortable headphones in its class, especially compared to some of the headphones that we have here, like the XM5 and like the Bose QuietComfort Ultra. I think that the QuietComfort Ultra and the XM5 are in a tier above the Momentum 4 when it comes to comfort. I find that the Momentum 4 and something like the AirPods Max is closer in comfort level. And the AirPods Max is a lot heavier. This weighs 387.8 grams on my scale, with the Momentum 4 weighing in at 292.9 grams on my scale. There are much lighter headphones, so the XM5, the Bose QuietComfort Ultra, those are both around 250 grams. The Momentum 4, it's not the heaviest, but it is on the heavier side. Now, my main issue with the Momentum 4 is the top headband that we have here. So with this top headband, the real issue we have here is if you look at this cushioning, it's kind of like this rubberized feeling, and it doesn't really have a lot of plushness when it comes to the top headband. So if you push down on this material, it just basically doesn't have a ton of give. So it's not super plush. To give you an idea of something that would be super plush, that would be like the QuietComfort Ultra, you can just see this has way more give, right? And the plushness and the feeling of whatever's inside, and you know, whether that's memory foam, it just feels so much softer when it's on your head. So the issue with having this headband design and lacking that plushness, as you can see here, is that you do feel this with that top of head pressure. I think that the clamping force, I would reduce it a little bit as well. The ear pad itself, I think these are fine. It's more about the clamping force. It's a little bit too strong. I would reduce this from the factory and make it a little bit more relaxed, but it's really the headband that I have the biggest issue. So that said, I still give the Momentum 4 a 4 out of 5 on comfort because I can still wear these for hours. And if I wasn't testing back to back with the Bose QuietComfort Ultra or the Sony XM5, then I wouldn't really notice that big of a difference if it wasn't for that contrast. So I still give these a 4 out of 5. They're still pretty comfortable. I can wear these for hours without much issue. Okay, so in the next category, I actually clumped together features, build quality, looks, and noise canceling performance into one. All right, so starting with the features, we actually have the hard shell case right here, which is pretty nice. You can see it comes with the airplane adapter. It comes with a stereo cable as well. And it has this like interesting shape, I'd say. It's not the most streamlined shape because other headphones are able to fold. So as an example, this would be like the Bose QuietComfort, which is able to collapse like this. And the Bose QuietComfort case, for example, is much more streamlined and smaller if you're a frequent flyer or traveler or you commute a lot. You know, this case is just the perfect size. It's awesome how this headphone collapses here. But as you can see with the Momentum 4, I've taken this on a lot of flights and a lot of trips and I haven't had much issue. It's just they could be a little bit less bulkier. But look at the features of the headphone itself. The Momentum 4 is a modern headphone. It has microphones for built-in calls. It has its companion app from Sennheiser where you can control the levels of noise canceling from all the way noise canceling to ambient noise, which is like transparency mode, and somewhere in between. But that said, the real star of the show for the Sennheiser Momentum 4 is actually its battery life. So this has a whopping 60 hours of battery life, which is the best in its class. I have not tested a headphone that is Bluetooth full-size active noise canceling that has over 60 hours of battery life, and I actually believe that the second highest is 30 hours currently. So there's basically no headphone is coming close to these for battery life, and from my real-world testing, I can say that this number is pretty accurate because I rarely ever need to charge these. It's actually kind of insane. So let's talk a little bit about the looks. I personally think that these headphones, they are rather plain. They look fine. You know, they have this like material here on the top headband and it's kind of like this gray color that contrasts with this more piano black versus this is more like a gray on the headband. You have the Sennheiser logos here in this kind of like brushed metal kind of look. So overall, the headphone is pretty understated. It's not offensive. All right, so now let's talk about the noise canceling of the Momentum 4. So this is something that a lot of people are probably interested in and how it compares to the Bose QuietComfort Ultra, the Sony XM5. So in my experience, and I've taken this on multiple flights, I find the Sennheiser Momentum 4's noise canceling to be pretty good, to where I can enjoy a movie, I can enjoy music, and it's done well enough where I'm not really wishing for too much more when I'm on these flights and I'm using these headphones. That said, I do put the noise canceling performance of the Momentum 4 slightly below the QuietComfort Ultra, the XM5. I do wish I could turn off the noise canceling in the transparency mode for certain cases, but overall, they perform completely fine. I have no complaints there. For the category of features, looks, battery life, and noise canceling performance, I'm going to give these a very strong 4.5. They aren't the absolute best in noise canceling, but they're right up there. They're pretty good. The build quality is pretty solid. There's a lot of plastic being used, but overall, I've owned these for well over a year and I've never had any issues, and I just don't feel like I'm going to have issues because I've taken these with me a lot of places even without the case, and I've thrown them around and there's barely even a scratch on these, to be honest. So they've been pretty solid despite, you know, having a lot of plastic on the exterior here versus some of these other competitors which feature more metal. And that battery life, I think that these actually get a nice boost in this category due to that 60-hour battery life that is class leading, and I believe that it's as good as advertised. Now let's talk about sound quality, which most of you are probably most concerned with. My background as an audio engineer, as a music producer and a musician, sound quality is number one for us. That's why we weight sound quality higher in our criteria. But overall, the sound quality of the Momentum 4 is up there for these Bluetooth active noise canceling headphones versus its competitors such as the Sony XM5, the Bose QuietComfort Ultra, the AirPods Max. This is very, very competitive, and I put it at around middle to the pack, if not closer to the front of the pack. These are a very good headphone that I think would appeal to a lot of audiophiles. These have a more audiophile sound than the Sony XM5, for example, especially out of the box. If you don't EQ, the XM5, I think these sound relatively bad, to be honest, especially for the money. Now, versus something like the AirPods Max, I actually have these very, very close in sound quality score, because out of the box, I actually slightly prefer the AirPods Max's tuning. I think in terms of audiophile sound quality, that the Momentum 4 actually makes a case that it's better in some ways, but the AirPods Max is actually a pretty competent headphone. The tuning is better on the AirPods Max. It's more balanced. The Momentum 4, one of the things that it suffers with out of the box is it's too boomy. So this is really emphasized with bass, and it's kind of interesting because if you're familiar with the Sennheiser house sound per se, Sennheiser likes to focus more on the mids and having that warm sound that's focused more on the vocals, the instruments. But the Momentum 4 is very much a consumer-friendly sound signature. It's really hyped in the bass and the treble. Now, the mids are still there, but this is obviously going for maybe a younger demographic or just more modern music in general. So I listen to every genre, and I think that with the Sennheiser Momentum 4, where it kind of falls short is probably more of your natural classical jazz and like natural instruments, acoustic instruments, because I really think that it is just a bit too overhyped. Now, I do like the bass on here. So speaking about the bass on the Momentum 4, it really has good bass quantity and a pretty visceral impact with like the sub bass. Now, I do think that the mid bass is where it does well for like things like bass kicks and bass guitars. I think that this is a very fun sound signature. So if you listen to pop, EDM, hip hop, and these modern genres, then these are a very fun headphone to listen to. And I think they actually excel there better than, like I said, some of the more acoustic genres. But I do think the sub bass, it's a little boomy, it's a little unfocused, and it can be a little sluggish depending on the song. So moving on to the mids, I do think that the mids, they're still there. It's not like they're totally scooped out, but I do think that there are other headphones. Obviously, they're wired open back headphones for audiophiles like the HD650, HD600. Like those are really where Sennheiser shines, and you're not going to find that in these headphones, which really go the other direction. Now, talk about the treble. So the treble is very forward, just like the bass, but it's not harsh and it's not sibilant. So I think that this is pleasing when it comes to a sound signature and a sound profile. I think that you get good detail here. And one thing about the Momentum 4 is that when it comes to the audiophile things like soundstage and the resolution, the separation, the imaging, it actually does very well, especially for a Bluetooth noise canceling headphone, you know, all things considered. Now, when it comes to the audiophile qualities, I do think this is an audiophile friendly headphone that in some ways is a cut above most of its competition. Interestingly, the headphone that I have that I really, really am loving, and I think is the most audiophile Bluetooth noise canceling headphone, is actually the Bose QuietComfort Ultra, but with my EQ setting that I've created, or just EQ in general, to try to balance out its deficiencies out of the box. So that's a topic for another video if you want to check that out. But the Bose QuietComfort Ultra is my current pick for the most audiophile and just highest sound quality in this class for now. But the Momentum 4 is not far behind. It's just slightly behind the AirPods Max and the QuietComfort Ultra. It is ahead of headphones like the Sony XM5, the XM4. Yeah, that basically puts it in a really great place for sound quality. And overall, as far as the score for sound quality, I'm giving the Momentum 4 an 8.3 out of 10. It's a surprisingly solid headphone that has some audiophile qualities about it. It's not perfect, but it is fun to listen to and still has detail that you can enjoy even as an audiophile. All right, so let's talk about value, because we're big on getting the bang for the buck, and we're big on talking about current market prices at the time of this recording and how you can save some money. So the price of the Momentum 4 brand new sits around just under $300. So we're seeing this for around $293 right now on Amazon. And if you're willing to look at used, we have this for around $245 and renewed for as low as $215 currently. So you can save a good $50 to $70 by looking at either used or renewed in refurbished, excellent condition. So pretty good options there as far as saving money. Now, talking about the value of the Sennheiser Momentum 4. So interestingly, against its competition, the Momentum 4 is actually probably the lowest price headphone in its category. I consider this to be the flagship of Sennheiser currently, and that means it would be competing against things like the AirPods Max, retailing at $549, market price probably around $450 to $500 today. We have the QuietComfort Ultra, which is newer and it is the flagship of Bose. This is around $429 brand new. And then we have, of course, the XM5 from Sony, which currently hovers anywhere from $328 to $398. So just under $400 brand new today. So the Momentum 4 is the lowest priced in this category. I think it competes on every single category, such as comfort, sound quality, noise canceling, etc., versus the competition which I just listed there. And so I think it very much deserves to be recognized as the best value because it's easily anywhere from $100 to $230 cheaper than something like the AirPods Max, the XM5, the QuietComfort Ultra. So I actually find these headphones to be a relative steal for the price. And if you go lower and you look at renewed or you look at used, then that value only increases. These headphones don't have any real glaring weaknesses. There's nothing about these that are a deal breaker for me. But to be honest, as an overall package for the money, this is probably the best bang for the buck that you can get. For value, because of everything that I mentioned, I'm giving these a very strong 4.5 out of 5. All right, so based on our scoring and our rating, we are giving the Sennheiser Momentum 4 an 8.5 out of 10 overall, which is an excellent score. Again, I think that the value dollar for dollar of the Momentum 4 makes this a really attractive overall package. It's not leading in most of the categories other than that 60-hour battery life, but it's right there when it comes to comfort, noise canceling, sound quality. It is strong everywhere. It just isn't the absolute best in any one specific category other than that battery life. And again, if you're someone who prioritizes things like comfort, then you might want to look at some of those other competitors that I mentioned, because this is very good comfort, but not the best. It's very good noise canceling, not the best. It's very good sound quality, but again, not the best that's out today. But for the money, I don't think that there's a better overall package dollar for dollar, other than perhaps the Bose QuietComfort 2023, which is a really compelling package for the money and actually shares a lot of strengths and similarities with the QuietComfort Ultra, which is more expensive. And sometimes the QuietComfort 2023 can be found for as low as $249 brand new, but usually it's around $350. So in that case, this is going to be $50 to $60 more expensive than the Momentum 4 today. But if you ever find these for the same price, it's worth checking out the QuietComfort 2023, which really surprised me as an overall package. But value-wise, Momentum 4, it's probably my pick overall, dollar for dollar. Despite there being better headphones, they are also going to cost you more. One last time, if you want to save money, we have links to where you can find these for the lowest prices, brand new, refurbished, renewed, or used in very good, excellent condition and whatnot. So if you want to check those out, links are going to be in the description and maybe in a pinned comment. Make sure you check out recordingnow.com, where I've extensively reviewed and done head-to-head comparisons with all of these headphones and more. And we also have overall rankings. So again, you can see where things stand. So if you're in the market for some headphones, you're doing some research, go check out the website. If you enjoyed this video, smash the thumbs up button, leave a comment below with your thoughts. What do you think? Do you have any questions? Is there anything that you disagree or agree with? If you do own these headphones, we're always trying to improve recordingnow.com, and we're willing to iterate on our scoring criteria and the system for how we review things to make it better for consumers to just easily understand and compare these headphones, because I understand not everyone is able to just have all these headphones side by side and compare them back to back. So if there's anything else you'd like to see to help make these decisions even easier that we can add to future content and reviews, let us know in the comments below. Catch you on the next video, and happy listening.